गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः सीताया पतये नमः सीताया पतये नमः. Have we done Hanuman Chalisa?
Yes.
You have
done it.
Okay. So we are at ये गलत जगह पे है यार, एक मिनट कहाँ पे हम धर्मात्मा महान यशस्वी गान बंधु ने नारद से कहा नया नारायण का वृत्तांत करिए. हाँ अच्छा. नारदं प्राह धर्मात्मा गानबन्धुर्महायशाः शृणु नारद यद्वृत्तं पुरा मम महामते अत्याश्चर्यसमायुक्तं सर्वपापहरं शुभं भुवनेश इति ख्यातो राजा भूधार्मिकः पुरा अश्वमेधसहस्रैश्च वाजपेयायुतेन च अन्यैश्च विविधैर्यज्ञैः इष्टावान् भूरि दक्षिणैः गवां कोट्यर्बुदं चैव सुवर्णस्य तथैव च वाससाम्रथनागानां कन्याश्वानां तथैव च दत्त्वा स राजा विप्रेभ्यो भेदिनी पर्यपालयत न्यवारयत् स्वके राज्ये गानयोगेन केशवम. यहाँ पे बोलते हैं that Ganabandhu is a great person, he is a yashasvi person, and he tells Narad, hey Narad, you listen to my story, because to him Vishnu has sent him to him to see what happened before that was, we looked at Ramchandraji's birth, and the reason of the birth of Ramchandraji was because Narad Muni once was going by the Akash Marg, and he stopped at one Nagari, and he felt an attraction there, so he went there, got down, and the king welcomed him and everything, and he said, this is a really blessed moment, because without calling you have come to grace us, so please bless my daughter. We are arranging a swayamvar for her tomorrow. So he said okay. नारद जी का तो काम ही यही है. And when the girl came, Narad ji stopped blinking. He fell in love with her, and now what to do? He's trying to, once the lust sets in, then the only way is you have to satisfy it, and he's looking what to do. Then he only remembers one person, who? Our Narayan Bhagwan. He says, Narayan Bhagwan, this is the situation, and please make me as smart as you, so and well decked, with the clothes and ornaments and crown and everything, and make me so pleasant and to look at, that she only puts the garland around my neck. Swayamvar is a gathering where the girl, in the olden times, the girls used to choose the husband. So she puts the garland around me. And he said, okay, if such a great devotee like Naradji is coming to Vishnu, he is not going to say no. He says, Tathastu. Then another great sage by the name of Parvata Muni, he also goes to the kingdom. Same thing happens. He also falls in love with the girl because she's Lakshmi Swarupa herself. So he also thinks what to do. He also goes to Narayana. He also has entry to Narayana. Narayana says, Tathastu. He says, has anyone else come? Parvat Muni says. He says, no. Yes, Naradji came before and he asked the same thing. See, can I request you something? Yes. Can you make his face monkey, like a monkey? And when Naradji is continuously visiting and going away, so when he comes to know that Parvatji has gone to ask for the same boon like he had, so he says, Narayana, can I request you? I never done this before. Can I ask you one, out of the ordinary request? What? Can you make his face monkey? So both of them have, because of their relationship with Narayana, they have asked the other fellow's face to be monkey. And nobody should see it. Only the girl should see that it is a monkey. And they are standing there in the Swamvar, and they are not standing, they are sitting on a throne next to the king and waiting very expectantly. Now this young girl is going to be mine. And she comes around, she looks at both of them, smiles and walks away. They think that something is wrong. Why is this happening? So they again shift their position. Again she smiles and walks away. And then they come and sit down. They're wondering what is going on, why this is happening. And she doesn't put garland on anyone. She comes back and stands. And the king says, is there no one worthy enough to be married to my daughter? There are such saints, sages, rulers, princes, they have all come, and none of them is eligible. Why? Is she going to remain a kumari, a spinster all her life at such a young age? And at that time, when the father is saying like this, suddenly between the throne of Narad Muni and Parvat Muni, there appears one young, beautiful, 16, 17-year-old, very handsome young boy, which only the girl can see. And she's looking, so if I'm looking between both of you, and you will think that I'm looking at you, but I'm looking at someone else. And she's stopped blinking. She's looking only at that fellow. He's no crown, bluish haze, skin, only one pitambar, and having a bow and arrow and long arms, and he's standing and he's with one hand, with the right hand, he's saying, come, come. And only she can see that, nobody else. And she starts walking. Father is sitting on the throne thinking, what is going on? Where is she going? Is she going to get married to these old sages? He is worried. And she starts walking, and she neither goes to Narad Muni nor she goes to Parvat Muni. Then where she goes between the two thrones, and she goes there, and everyone sees in the court that she's putting the garland on someone, but they can't see anyone, only she can see. And the moment she puts the garland, all that explanation is given, how they felt and everything. And the young boy, he just puts her hand out, and everyone sees that she gives her hand to him, and immediately they both vanish. Because nobody could see the other fellow, and she also vanishes. Now, where has she gone? What happened? Now, imagine if you have such a intense desire to marry, and now that girl has vanished, you will be frustrated. If you have fallen in love, when she goes away with someone else. Both of these are frustrated. Other kings, what they will do? Princes, they went back to their kingdom. Where is the kingdom of Parvat Muni and Narad Muni? They both together go to Narayana. They said, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened. He says, I don't know why you are come to me. I don't know what has happened. No, you know everything. Did you come there? Narad Muni demands. He says, how can I go there? Who did she get married to? She said it was a young boy. She said it was blue in color. She said he was not wearing any crown. She said that he had only two hands. She said he was holding a bow and arrow. She said he was wearing a pitambar. She said that he had no paraphernalia on his body. Do I look like that? He said, no. Now when Vishnu is telling, Narayana is telling, these two fellows, they start having doubt. Yes, it could not be Narayana. He says, I got 4 hands. I am wearing a crown. Lakshmi is always with me. I am already married. Why would I go and get married to another one? He says, yeah, well, logic, very good logic. And then they go back. They both go back to the king. And they say, you have tricked us. Because still that desire is eating them from inside. You have tricked us. We are going to curse you. Your whole kingdom will go like this and that. If you don't tell us the truth, what happened to your daughter? Whom did you get her married to? And he says, really, sir, I don't know where she is. I have no idea where she has gone. I am also as perplexed as you are. And he starts crying because he has lost his daughter. He doesn't even know where she is. Then these two fellows think, the Narad Muni and Parvat Muni, that yes, it is, he is genuine. Now what to do? Again they go back to Narayana. And after seeing the frustration on the face of Narada, Narayana says, yes, that boy who came to take her was me. And the moment he hears it, and now you have a person who has brought about this frustration inside you, and immediately when anger comes up because now you have found a person to blame, and that anger brings out a curse out of him, that you are also going to, the pain that I am feeling of separation from this girl, you will also feel the pain of separation in one of your, in your life sometime. You made me a monkey, you will also have to take the help of monkeys to, for whatever reasons. That time he doesn't know. And that is the reason why Ramchandraji was the cause of Ramchandraji. And after all this, then Narayan Bhagwan, he told Naradji, hey Narad, who are you? He says, I am Maha Tejasvi, Maha Muni, the sage of all sages. I am the 64 Vidyas are at my fingertips. He says, does it behove you to behave the way you have behaved? To get, and you are a Baal Brahmachari, and you are going after that girl? She was Lakshmi herself. The only one she could get married to was me. So I went and got married to her, because eternally she is mine. How could she become yours? He says, then he remembers, sorry, I am Brahmachari. Where I was getting caught. Suddenly the veil over his mind that got pulled off, and suddenly he came to his senses. And he says, oh Bhagwan, I curse you. He says, I only made you do that to me, because I need a reason for yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyam. So Bhagwan also needs reasons. He is playing with himself. Every one of you characters, including me here, and everyone in this creation, is he alone. He is playing with himself. So he knows what he has to do. We don't know what we have to do, so we read the stories. He knows what he has to do, so he appears, takes away Lakshmi. So he has only made the situation, he has only inculcated the desire in the mind of Narad Muni. He only made him got frustrated. He only made him curse himself. And now he is himself telling him that I only did all that because I needed this situation. Because Bhagwan is Trikaladarshi. He knows that in future, we don't say that because we want to know that why Bhagwan, because we say Bhagwan knows what the future is. But Bhagwan always lives in the moment, and that's how it is. So now he has cursed Narayana. How do you atone for it? After cursing the Lord himself, or whenever we do something wrong in our life, we must atone. How do you atone? Either you go on a fast, that is a very typical way on the earth that you go on a fast for some days to atone for or all the impurity in your thought that has come about. What happens by fast? No food, no thoughts. No food, no thoughts. So if you do it long enough and just live on water, milk, fruits, that's it, for little bit, not just fill up your tummy with that. Then, and take the name of the Lord, automatically the purification happens. And he did that. He did not get satisfaction. Still the guilt is there that I cursed my Ishta. I cursed my Ishta. And that glani, that guilt, that regret, it's not leaving him. So Narad Muni comes back to Narayana. He says, sir, this is not clearing. Problem is not going away. So he sends him to this Ganabandhu. He is a Gandharva. He is a lower being. So there is Bhur, Bhuva, Swa, Tapa, Janamaha, Satyam. So in one of the lokas, between the earth and the heavens, there is a place where Gandharvas, Yakshas, they live. And these Gandharvas are great musicians. And he says, go to this Ganabandhu and go there. And he is gone there. So he says, hey Narad, hey great intellectual, listen to my previous birth's story, because of which who I am today. And there what happened when Narayana, just to recap again, when Narad Muni and all were standing there, still feeling with guilt, everyone, because now Lakshmi has come back, so everyone is invited. Who? Those who Vishnu wants. And who are the people that Vishnu has invited for the reunion with Lakshmi ji? He did not invite Brahma ji. He did not invite Narad ji. He did not invite Parvat Muni. He did not invite many others, but he invited everyone else. And out of them, the most important people were all his devotees he invited. And out of that, Ganabandhu is the great singer, and others are saying, Brahmaji said, I will sing one stuti for you. He's the creator. Bhagavan just doesn't even look at him. Then Naradji sings something, he doesn't look at him. But Ganabandhu, he is singing, and the Narayana, he is singing his praises and going and washing his feet and telling everyone, listen to this Ganabandhu's music. He is the best there in the world. And Narad Muni is the best one. Huh? This is what the Mahatmas do sometimes to get you into the right shape. And then, when all this is over, he said, and they were not even allowed to enter into the Vaikuntha. They had to listen from the outside gate. So, then he says, after all this is over, he says, why did you? He says, you go to him. And now he is telling the Ganabandhu, the Gandharva, he is telling the story. He says, that which is the most wondrous and able to take away all the sins of someone, that is auspicious. And in the previous cycle of creation, there was a Bhuvanesh. By that time, there was a dharmic king, a righteous king by the name of Bhuvanesh. And he had done many Ashwamedha Yagyas. Ashwamedha Yagyas is where the horse is sent without nobody is sitting on the horse. It's a holy horse, and that horse is sent and the army goes behind the horse. Whichever land the horse steps on, that king has to accept the emperorship of the person who has sent the horse. King Dashratha did, and our Yudhishthir did it, and like that Bali did it. And when he was doing the last Ashwamedha Yagya, the 108th one, that's when the Vamana avatar came, because all the gods came to him, please save us, otherwise this fellow will become too powerful. So Ashwamedh Yagya is where? Ashwa means what? Horse. What is the horse within you? Senses. You remember so senses are the horses. So he who has controlled the horses, Dasharatha Maharaj had done Ashwamedh Yagya. He was an emperor. He has even helped gods. They have controlled their senses, but not enough that they could defeat the asuras. Sometimes they weaken their senses. They become, because we know Indra at many times he has gone and taken advantage of other people, isn't it? So that time he becomes susceptible to his senses rather than in control of his senses. And those are the times we see asuras come and attack the devas. So here he says he had done thousands of Ashwamedh Yagya, and he had done 10 times 1,000 Vajpaya Yagya, fire sacrifice, and also many other great sacrifices in which a lot of dakshina was given. Dakshina is the charity given to the Brahmins and the locals and the people. People came for, and at such a mass scale. Then that type of all the wealth that he had accumulated, the time in those days it used to be like this, because they didn't doubt that we cannot produce more. Today, the countries, everything, they doubt that they can produce. Everything is negative. They did not doubt, and because they did not doubt their capacity to produce more, they used to, every time they did the yajna, they used to distribute all the wealth away to, because that's how the society, it keeps rotating in the society. They say, it is said that money should keep moving. It should not stay stagnant. So they used to, and it goes into the society, the economy grows, and they know they will conquer even other kingdoms and get more wealth, or whatever their ways were, the sadhanas were there. By that also they used to do. And he gave millions of cows and millions of gold coins, clothes, chariots, elephants, girls, and horses, etc. And all this he gave in dakshina to the Brahmanas. And we told somewhere in Adbhut Ramayan, I think, why should we give dakshina to Brahmana? The reason is Brahman lives minimalist. If you give him even $1 million, in 3 days he will become a pauper. Why? He lives like that. He doesn't want a security for the future. So after 3 days, he will again distribute it among all the society, and he and his disciples, again they will be with the begging bowl going to houses. This is the quality of a Brahmin. It is not a quality of any other Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra. They only want to collect, or they want to hold, or they want to, if a little bit of sattvic has come into them, then they start distributing. So, and these are the people, those who do not want anything from society but want to give to the society that we should get blessings from. So he gave dakshina to the various brahmanas, and that king Bhuvanesh, and in this way he was taking care of the earth. So it must be in that cycle of creation. Remember, we are in the which cycle of creation? We are in the 7th Manvantar. 7th Manvantar, midway. Each Manvantar has 100 cycles or 1,000 cycles of Chaturyugas. Each Chaturyug is 320,000 years. Yeah. So in one of the Manvantaras, Bhuvanesh was the king of the entire earth. This is also not found in any other culture. This came in Adbhut Ramayan or somewhere. Just a thought. It's not written in Adhyatma or here. Manvantaras were periods when, like they are saying now, that the poles are shifting, and they are saying that the sunspots are increasing, and They say, you must have heard that every few 100,000 years the ice age comes. Why does this all happen? Because something on the earth shifts. Once upon a time, India was not where it is. It used to be connected to Antarctica and Africa, and it floated up, and eventually it came. So once upon a time, when you have studied your geography, there was Gondwana land, so like that. So there was a time when the earth, all the land mass on the earth separates itself, and there is a time when a great upheaval happens when it separates, and a great upheaval happens when it comes together. When it comes together, you can go from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth, because all land masses are connected. And that time, because there is so much destruction, because everything would have gone by then, and then again the society has to be rebuilt, and every manvantar there is a new Manu. Manu is the first person. Then he sets the rules down of how we must live our life. So right now we are in Vaivasvata Manvantara. The first person who brought the people together and passed on the culture which we are a part of, that is the Vaivasvata Manu. Just extra information. Okay? And in the...
Who was the man?
I?
Who was the man who wrote
Manu, Vaivasvata.
Kya?
Manu was...
Manu wrote Manusmriti. How to conduct yourself in your day.
When Krishna is asking, what's the name of the Manu of this Manvantara?
Vaivasvata.
Vaivasvata.
Vaivasvata Manvantara.
Yeah.
Vaivasvata Manvantara.
Vaivasvata.
And understand, in every cycle of creation there is Ram, every cycle of creation there is Hanuman, every cycle of creation Narada is there, but in a different manner. So sometimes you say, oh, how did he go there? It was in the previous cycle of creation. So in this way, he used to give dakshina to the various brahmanas, and he was taking care of the earth. And in his kingdom at that time, and he introduced the gyaan yoga, yoga through music, and and with that gyaan yoga he used to क्या कहते हैं, to please the Lord. He introduced that in his kingdom, and thereafter, if any other person and because he was so great in music himself, he said that if anyone other than me, if anyone sings the glory of Narayana, if anyone else sings the glory of Narayana through music, he will be killed according to the laws of the country. He introduces a new law. And then and what is the reason that he says? The reason is because if anyone who is unqualified to sing without devotion to the Lord, then the quality of the music, it becomes deteriorated, and eventually it will get lost. So I am the greatest, and I am only supposed to sing the glory of the Lord with music. Big ego. Or Narad ka bhi yahi tha, I am in love. And in this way, so all the Vedadhari, all the Brahmanas who are proficient in Vedas, they should not sing the glory of the God, they should not play any music, and they should not sing, and with the Gyaan Yoga. And on top of that, now see where the ego takes you. And all the ladies are allowed to sing, but their singing should praise me. When you are the emperor of the earth, this is how the things happen, you know. There's no one to challenge you. So all the girls will use the Gyaan Yoga, I will praise the Lord, and all the girls and ladies in the kingdom on the earth, they will praise me. And what about the men? Not allowed. Not allowed. You can do it in your mind, but don't open your mouth. If you open your mouth, you will be killed. You will be punished. And in this manner, he says, अन्यवा गान योगेन गायेद् यदि स मे भवेत् वध्य सर्वात्मना तस्माद् वेदैरीड्यः परः पुमान्. So we just told that if anyone else does, they will be killed. And न ब्राह्मणैश्च गातव्यं वहद्भिर्वेदमुत्तमं गानयोगेन सर्वत्र श्रियो गायतु मां सवा. So he is telling that the ladies will be singing only my glory. Sutamagadha sandhascha geetam me karayantu vai ityagnyapya mahateja rajyam vai paryapalayata tasya rajnya purabhyashe haribhin bhitra iti smrutah brahmano vishnu bhaktascha sarvadvandva vivarjitah नदी पुलिनमासाद्य प्रतिमांच हरे शुभाम समभ्यर्च यथा शास्त्रम घृत दध्युत्तरम बहु. So here he says that the Sut and all the who are the Sut, in Bhagavad Mahapuran, it also begins with a dialogue. All the people have come together on the banks of the Ganga Ji, and the Sut Maharaj comes and he starts telling the Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, I was present in the same place. I was present in the same place many cycles of creation before, and at that time Shukdev Ji Maharaj came and told Bhagavat, and that Bhagavat I am going to tell you. He is telling to thousands of rishis sitting there. So who is a Sut? Sut, so there is Brahmana, there is Kshatriya. Then who is a Sut? Vaishya and Shudra. Who is a Sut?
Merchant.
Huh?
Merchant, the one who look after the money.
No.
The mother is a Brahmana.
Mother is a Brahmin and father is a Kshatriya. Such progenies, such children will fall into the category of Sut, and according to tradition their profession was to spread the glory of the Lord. They were the Kathavachakas, and and they used to give the lectures and everything, satsang and like here, and they were proficient in it. So here one Sut is there. So here he is saying, Sut, you send the Sut and go send them to Magad and go and send the Sut, because Sut people, I'll just use the word Sut. Sut used to sing the glory of the Lord. Now this Bhuvanesh king, he is saying, send the Sutas to other different kingdoms, including Magad, which was a very big kingdom, a very powerful kingdom, because he has already won all the kingdoms through Ashwamedh Yagya. So the kings are still there, but they are paying royalty to him because he is the emperor. So he says, send the Suts to the various kingdoms and sing my glory there in front of them. Not God's glory, sing my glory in other kingdoms. So in this way, when he gave such a order, everyone, they started following the orders of the king, and after that, near the kingdom of this king, there was a small town, and in that town there was a Vishnu Bhakta Brahmana. He was a Brahmin who was a Narayana devotee, and his name was Harimitra. And see, story within the story within. This is the third story within the story. So Harimitra. And he was living on the banks of the river, and he had created a statue of the Vishnu Bhagwan, and according to the scriptures, every day he used to do the Shodoshopchar Puja with the Panchamrit Snan, Shuddhodaka Snan, and gave the clothes and all those things. Panchamrita, what goes in Panchamrita? Yaad hai? Honey, yogurt, milk, sugar, ghee. Five things go in. So with these ingredients, he used to give the bath to the statue whenever he used to find free, because that was used to give him the joy. And then after that, he will make some sweets and will make some kheer and then offer it to the Bhagwan, and then offer the dhoop, and after that do the namaskar chamatkar, and then apply. After doing the puja, he will sit meditating on that statue. What are the 16 steps of puja? Just to refresh your memory. What are the 16 steps? First step is dhyanam. First is to remember. Second step is calling the Lord. Third step is asanam, to make him come and sit down. Asanam, after that padyam, argyam, after that achamaniyam. So first you wash the feet of the guest, then you wash the feet of the hand, wash the hand, then you give him water to drink. After giving him water to drink, what is the next step?
Snanam.
No. After achamaniyam.
Give him something sweet to eat.
हाँ, give him something sweet to it. वो हम अभी उसको कर देते हैं पंचामृत स्थानम. तो एक्चुअली थोड़ा सा गुड़ शक्कर देते थे कि भाई आफ्टर सच अ लॉन्ग जर्नी गेट द एनर्जी बैक. We got know that lemon drink, small glass, pancha, that is what it is. Just to refresh yourself. And after that comes snanam. After that comes vastram, upavitam, abharanam. Abharanam means all the ornaments. And then after that, chandanam, haridra, kumkumam. And after that, akshata. Then after that, pushpamala. And at that time you chant the 108 names of the Lord. After that, dhupam. Dhupam is agarbatti. Then deepam. Then after that, naivedyam. And after that, namaskaram. And don't forget your wish list. That wish list was in the beginning. That was when you made the sankalpa. So, Pan Supa Tambulam, after the Naivedya is given, then पान तांबूलम दे सकते हैं. और उसके बाद फिर उत्तर पूजा हो जाती है. हाँ, आरती करने के बाद उत्तर पूजा हो जाती है. उपवीत जनेऊ. और पूजा में भी, आरती में भी देर इज दिया आरती एंड देर इज कर्पूर आरती. एंड देन यू let it for some time, and then after some time you can do the concluding puja, which is done only in 4-5 steps, not the whole thing.
You did that in Diwali puja in the house. You did all the steps in Diwali puja.
हाँ, उसके घर पे in तीनसुकिया. Yes. हाँ, तो another extra information. टाइम बताते रहना भाई, मेरे पास घड़ी का नहीं है यहाँ पे. 7:37 only. Okay, I started late. हाँ, 7. Okay, still आधा घंटा है. हाँ, so he gave the mishtan and he gave the kheer, and after that did all the and he sat the dhupam, naivedyam, etc. And then he sat down there with single pointed attention on the Lord. And then here he says, 56th. भिष्टान्न पायसं दत्त्वा हरेरावेद्य धूपकं प्रणिपत्य यथा न्यायं तत्र विन्यस्तमानसः आयागतं हरिं तत्र तालवीणालयान्वितम् अतीव स्नेहसंयुक्तः तद्गीतेनान्तरात्मना ततो समादेशाद् भटास्तस्य सभागताः tadarchanadi dash 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 nirdhuya cha samantataha brahmanam cha dash 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 te rajne samyagyanya devedayan tato rajnya dvishishtam dash dash परिभर्त्य सुदुर्मनाः क्यों डैश डैश बोल रहा हूँ प्रिंटिंग नहीं है प्रिंटिंग इज ब्लैंक सो आई एम सेइंग डैश डैश डैश
Scanned document.
हाँ
Which page, Swami?
दिस इज पेज
She's got a
87
better print.
सेम थिंग माय आई ओनली सेंड इट
Oh, sorry.
87 हाँ so then Bishta after that what he did, because see what the king has said, nobody is supposed to sing the glory of the Lord, and here this Brahman Haripriya, he is taking the tal, the veena, and with great he is expert at the music, and he starts singing the glory of Lord Narayana, and he loses himself in that lay, and with lot of love and devotion and surrender he is singing the and at that time the people who had been sent by the king to sing his glory everywhere, they appeared in that town, and they appeared, who is this fellow singing, and they appeared in front of him, and they destroyed all the puja samagri in his house, wherever he was, or house or wherever he was, and they caught the Brahmana and they took him to the king. And that time the great emperor of the earth, he became very disturbed that how can I, who is the great devotee of the Lord, and I am singing, how come there is one more person who is singing even after I have told not to do so? Because he is doing it out of love. He wants the Lord only to listen to perfect music because he has perfected it. But anyone else, he doesn't seem that they are perfect. So why should Lord listen to imperfection? This is the thought behind the king. So from his point, he's okay. So they all brought him to the king, and that time the king became very, very disturbed and agitated, and he started saying good and bad to him, and then he said, Rajyan nirvasayamasa hrutva sarvadhanadikam pratimam cha hareshchaiva napashyatsa yadichaya ततः कालेन महता कालधर्ममुपेयिवान् लोकान्तरमनुप्राप्य उलूकं देहमाश्रितः सर्वत्र गच्छमानोऽपि भक्ष्यं किञ्चिन्न चाप्तवान् क्षुधार्तश्च सदा खिन्नो यममाह सुदुःखितः क्षुत्पीडा वर्तते देव दुर्गतस्य सदा मम मया पापं कृतं किं वा किं करिष्यामि वै यमा टू मोर ततस्तं धर्मराट् प्राह धर्माधर्मप्रदर्शकः त्वया हि सुमहत् पापं कृतमज्ञानतो नृप हरिमित्रं प्रति तदा वासुदेवपरायणं हरिमित्रे कृतं पापं वासुदेवार्चनादिषु. अरे very nice. So he says he took away all his wealth and whatever other possessions he had, and he threw him out of the kingdom, and because someone else had prayed to Vishnu, this king Bhuvanesh, he did not even go and prostrate in front of that Vishnu statue that this Brahmana was having. Now the twist is there. Now ulti ginti shuru ho jayegi. So he did not even look at the statue. He didn't want to look at the statue because it is someone else's. And in this way, and after a long period of time, as the time and what happens with the passage of time? Death comes. So he also died, and when he went to the higher lokas, and in that higher lokas, in the heavens, whichever heaven, he did not get the body of devas. What is the body he got? Ullu. उल्लू भैया कोयल मिल जाता तो गाते रहते. उल्लू क्या करता है? वाऊ वाऊ. ये गाना निकल रहा है. तो उल्लू इज आउल. Whose vehicle is owl? Lakshmi's. Devi Lakshmi, her vehicle is owl. So, well, here we are not going to that. I don't know if he becomes eventually becomes the vehicle of Lakshmi ji, but at this moment, because of his pride, because of all the sins that he has committed in that sense, not allowing other people to pray, and biggest one was not even look at the statue of Lord Narayana, which the Brahmana was so dedicatedly praying to. He gets the body of a owl in the heavens. And what happens in heavens? You know everything that you have done before. So he got and even though he knew everything, he was the king, he was the emperor of the earth. He knew he had all the abilities, he had everything. But here he does not get anything to eat. He does not get anything to eat. One quality in heavens is what? Huh? In this, no hunger and no thirst is one of the qualities in. So there are three qualities. What is that? First is no heat and no cold. Second is, that is at the body. Your body will not feel heat and cold in heaven. At the breath level, you will not feel hunger and thirst. And at the mind level, there is no sukha dukha, only sukha sukha. Place to go. He is decided. So he came to Bali. So and therefore, see what happens. Why this is happening? He is gone in the form of the owl, and he is still looking for hunger and thirst, trying to satisfy his hunger and thirst, which means the ego is still stuck. The soul is still stuck on the earth plane, where the eating and drinking is the norm. In heavens, there is no, you don't feel hungry and thirsty, and yet he is feeling hungry and thirsty. And he is getting so disturbed that I'm not getting water to drink and I'm not getting food to eat. And in this way, and therefore he is continuously irritated disposition and remaining miserable. And he said to Yamaraj, what did he say to Yamaraj? He said, "Hey Dev, why you have made me into an owl and given me a place where I'm not getting food and drink, and I'm suffering so much. What sin I have committed?" So he has not gone to heaven, he has gone to, Yamaraj means then he has gone to hell. It is also one of the planes of existence. Where is that? Right now. If the lecture goes a little bit longer and the breakfast is coming but you are not able to eat, you are in the same position where Uluk is. He says, what sin I have committed that I am suffering in this manner? Oh Yamraj, what should I do now? How do I atone for, if I have committed any sin, how do I atone for it? And therefore he says, at that time Dharmaraj, like in our Kathopanishad, Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat, anyatra asmat, tasmat krita kritat, anyatra bhuta cha bhavya cha. See? So what is that which is beyond, Nachiketa is asking, what is that which is beyond righteousness and unrighteousness? What is that which is beyond doing and not doing? What is that which is beyond past and future? And yat tat pashyati. He says, you tell me what you are seeing right now, not something from your imagination, where you are situated, because I know you know the truth. And same way here he is saying that who is this Yamraj? Who knows what is dharma and adharma. And because he knows, along with his secretary Chitragrup, every time someone dies or the body dies, the soul comes, and this is at relative level. Don't imagine that you are going somewhere. It goes, and the moment the soul leaves, Chitragupta immediately, before the soul reaches heaven or hell, he works out what is his balance sheet, how many merits he has done and how many demerit points he has. And according to too many demerit points, different type of hell. Merit points depends how many. Then a different type of heavens. So too much demerit point, then where do you go? In that hell where you are put in a kadhai of hot oil which is boiling and you are inside it and you don't die. Imagine how much pain it will be. लिखा हुआ है, भागवत में है. You read it in Bhagavad. All the different hells are given, and each hell has its own speciality. Somewhere they boil you alive, somewhere they skin you alive.
That's what they said, go in the boiler room.
Yeah.
Boiler room.
So what do I do now? That time, Dharmaraj, who is the knower of dharma and adharma, he said, "O king, you have out of ignorance committed a great sin." And I have committed, I was a devotee of the Lord, how come I have created such a sin? And what is sin?
किसी का मन दुखाना.
Which is not dharmic.
Say Krishna.
Not thinking of
What did you say?
I said which is opposite of dharma, whatever.
What is dharma is righteousness. Okay, that is also right. So sin is any thought. क्या बोला?
not knowing your real self.
Not knowing your real self leads to ignorance. But we are asking sin.
Inflicting pain
So
on others.
he's saying all that those are results of ignorance, which will lead to sin. So where does action happen? Mind, speech and body, right? So when from these three levels of activity we are not dedicated to the divine but to all that you said, that whatever is other than divine, that is sin. So if we are performing act at the body level which is not God oriented, even now I am speaking right now, it's an action at the speech level. About what is it? About God. So it is not a sin. But if I scold someone, then it is sin. Don't remind me. Because I am not owning it. He is making it happen. So that way. So many people, we don't have to see their actions and they are not speaking. But in the mind, if negative thoughts other than मुंह में राम राम बगल में छुरी, ये वैसे होता है कि mouth is chanting राम 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 राम. Many in movies you see and many people also you come across that after japa they are the most miserable people because they are so disturbed after japa, because no peace. So many windows were open when they are doing the mantra. So same thing here. Sin is all actions, thought, word or deed which is going towards whatever is other than the Lord. Smart person will say, but Lord is everything. This creation is also Lord. So I am angry with the Lord. I am loving the Lord. I am desiring that person. That person is also Lord. How will you sort this out? If everything, because creation is not outside the divine, no?
your motive? What was your motive?
The creation is not outside the divine. But then when you say this way, you are not saying it as a devotee. You are saying it as you are going after something because you desire. And we are saying your desire should be for the Lord. Your desire is for this person or that thing, or yesterday my desire was for what? No, chaddi. I had to buy one swimming trunk. So there is so much water and I don't have a swimming trunk. See? So in this, you understand? So our desires must be only to the Lord. But this mind that we have, it knows only one thing, to desire. You cannot escape from it. From childhood till the death, you will keep desiring. What is the difference between a wise man and otherwise man? Wise man desires only the self or the divine, and the otherwise man forgets the divine and desires everything else. A wise man who desires God or divinity or self, he becomes integrated as a result of that desire, and we who are desiring the world as a result of the variety of desires that we have, we become disintegrated in our personality, and therefore kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. This is the result of disintegration, and where integration happens, the person is a saint. Got it? So in this way, that Harimitra, who was continuously singing the glory of the Vasudev, towards him you have committed a sin, our Yamrajji told, and that you stopped his puja, you troubled him, and all those things, what we already covered, I will not say. And therefore, because of that sin of not respecting the statue, of not respecting a devotee of the Lord, of destroying all the ingredients that are used in the puja, you have committed a sin, and because of that you are experiencing this insatiable thirst and hunger in this body of owl. And by disrespecting one devotee of the Lord, how many punya, how many merit points you had collected? Thousands of Ashwamedh Yagya, 10 times 1,000 times Vajpaya Yagya, n number of times. That time life also used to be 100,000 years old, and so much time, many times he has given all his wealth away. All that merits became zero because you disrespected a devotee. Not a devotee who is having the signs and wearing the right clothes. No, that is not. By heart, who is a devotee? You have disrespected such a person, and therefore you are suffering this insatiable hunger and thirst, and that has neutralized all the punyas that you have done in your life. So this is not to tell that fellow, this is to tell us that you don't know in whom a devotee lurks, who is some people outside do something, but inside they are very छुपे रुस्तम. अंदर ही अंदर भगवान का नाम उनका चलता रहता है. Some people go to all the satsangs and do all the pujas, but their partners, they don't go anywhere. They are seen only watching TV, but inside they are continuously chanting the name of the Lord. Because spirituality is a secret journey. It is not a public journey. And majority of us, we want it to be publicly known that we are a newly reformed devotee. I changed from following Shiva to Lord Narayana. Why? Narayana dresses beautifully, so I like dressing beautifully. Before I was not taking shower, now I take shower. Before I was not wearing clothes, now I'm wearing clothes. Before I was not sleeping, now I always lie down and sleep. That's why I like Narayana. In this manner. So, just little bit more. तो 66 हाँ तेन पापेन संप्राप्तः क्षुद्बोधस्त्वां सदा नृप दानयज्ञादिकं सर्वं प्रनष्टं ते नराधिप गीतनाट्यलयोपेतं गायमानं सदा हरिमित्रं समाहूय हृतवानसि तद्धनम् उपहारादिकं सर्वं वासुदेवस्य सन्निधौ तव भृत्या समाहृत्य पापं चक्रुस्तवाज्ञया हरे का कीर्ति विना चान्यद् ब्राह्मणेन नृपोत्तम न गेययोगे मन्तव्यं तस्मात् पापं त्वया कृतं नष्टं ते स्वर्गलोकाद्यं गच्छ पर्वतकोटरं पूर्वोत्सृष्टं स्वदेहं ते खाद नित्यं विकृत्य वै. We'll just do these 5 and conclude. Then he says, Sadha, that Harimitra who was always singing and dancing for the Lord, and you called him, and after that you abused him and did all the wrong that could have been done, and whatever was there near Vasudev meaning Narayan, that statue, and whatever he had offered to Lord Vasudev, all the samagri which was there, all that samagri and all that offering, by your orders, all your sevakas, they destroyed it all and threw it here and there. Hey, oh great king, other than singing the glory of the Lord, Brahmana has no other job. So if you call yourself a Brahmin, who is you? All of us. If any one of us, and Brahmin is not by birth. Brahmin is by what? What are the 2 things required to be a Brahmin? Or anyone? Our Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. On what basis do we determine a person is Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra? Karma and action and knowledge. If knowledge is reflecting in action, then you will very quickly go to be the Brahmin. Every child that is born is Shudra. According to our scriptures, every child born is a Shudra. Who is a Shudra? Totally dependent. लंगोट भी नहीं बदल सकता, खा नहीं सकता, बोल नहीं सकता. All he can do is cry. मेरे को नहीं, भूख लगी तो है, लंगोट गीली होगी तो है, पसीना आ गया तो है. That's what we are doing now, yesterday. Only knows how to cry and demand. That is Shudra. But as that child, all of you were children, now you are grown up, and as you have grown up, knowledge has come, and are your actions reflecting the knowledge that you have gained? That will determine where. So knowledge of wealth came, you became a Vaishya. Knowledge of administration and control and leadership came, you became a Kshatriya. Knowledge of the Lord came, you became a Brahmin. And but then what is the other side of it? Kshatriya doesn't collect, Vaishya collects money for himself and helps the king, should help the king to, and give him the loan to do the good work. If he becomes greedy, then Kshatriya comes. He says, Yena kena prakarena, he will take the money from you, he will tax you. Because he is the king. Kshatriya is a king. His job is to take care not only of Brahmin, but also of the business people, Vaishya, and also of Shudra. Every person and animal in the kingdom must be taken care of. And if the money is only with the Vaishya, he will take it from them. And he will give them incentives also, because he will keep expanding his kingdom so that these fellows can go and do business there. See what America is doing. That's what it does. Then Brahman, what does he do? He doesn't want to be he is not a complainer. He is not running after money. He is not running after control and power and administration. What he wants to do, his knowledge is, I want to merge into the divine. That's all he wants to do. And for that, there is a way of living, which is minimal living, not hoarding, not accumulating. So, as this knowledge starts reflecting in our actions, in our culture, in our Vedic culture, not our Puranic culture, in our Vedic culture, a person could raise himself from being a Shudra to Brahmin. That freedom was there. Somewhere, because for 1300 years we are ruled by Britishers as well as Muslims, and so much atrocities were there. Somewhere along the way it has become Brahmin's child is Brahmin, because all the boys were killed, all the girls were taken away by the Muslims, invaders. So how does the culture go? That time that was the only solution for them, because very few intelligent people were left to carry on the traditions. So with that enough, then, and this fellow, this king Bhuvanesh, he has destroyed everything. He has desh nikal kar diya, he has been thrown out of the kingdom, and that is the paap that he has. Therefore, Yamraj says, you have committed a great sin. And therefore, because of that one sin, your capacity to, after death, to go to Swarga, to heaven, that has become null and void. And now, you go to this, he shows him a cave. You go to that cave on that mountain, and in one of your previous lives, you had given up that cave, and you wanted to become a king, so you came there. And go there and go and catch the meat and keep eating that meat. Owl at night only catches the animal and then noch ke khate hai na. Noch ke matlab how an eagle or owl eats, that's how. You keep eating that. And when the life of the owl is over, after some time, now he has sent him back to earth. He has sent him to a mountain, in a cave. He said, you live there. Catch whatever you can and eat like that. Live like that, eating. Because that is a very low life for him. And when, as your body becomes old and feeble, and then you eat your own body. Then, see, you know what they do in the crows? Have you ever seen a dead crow anywhere? Never. What happens to a crow?
They eat
Other crows, free meal. That's why you never see a dead crow. Same thing in vultures also. You will not see a dead vulture. Same thing in owls. You will not see a dead owl. They will eat each other and finish it off. So in this way, and then what does he say? That you keep eating your body till you survive. And how long? For one manvantar. Remember I told you we are having 7 manvantaras. For one manvantar, that means 1000 cycles of 4 yugas. That long he had to suffer. And when that manvantar is complete, then the earth, when you die, you will become a dog. So you can't become straight away to a human being. You will become a dog. And after that time, after you go through few more yonis means wombs, then you will become a human being. And having said this, Yamraj vanished from there, and oh Narada, me the king, because he is here as that Gandharva, no? So that Gandharva is telling the story, don't forget. That Gandharva is telling the story of his past lives. So I was someone, then I became the king because of my desire, then I committed this sin, then I became an owl for one manvantara by the words of the Yamaraj, and then I became a dog and went through many other wombs, and now then I became a human being. And we will stop here and we'll see from 74th verse in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a few minutes, few seconds. Hari Om.